Welcome back to another episode of Making Video Your Business. And in the hot seat this week, he's been on before. It's so good we had to have him back. Mal McCallion. Hey, mate. How are you?
Really good, thanks. Great to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Mal is prop tech whiz. I know Guru and Legend have sort of like taken a lower step now, but
all of those are too powerful. Yeah, I've just been around for a long old time.
Yes.
Right? Basically 25 years in the industry.
Yeah, well, for anyone who doesn't know Mal, and you see him here, there, and everywhere, like, and very knowledgeable guy. But you were at the inception of Prime Location and Zoopla as well, so you know your stuff.
Well, yeah. So again, very fortunate to be part of the teams that launched Prime Location back in 2000, Zoopla in 2008. So yeah, you know, kind of been on that kind of incredible journey, particularly around tech and digital.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and seen that kind of grow from, you know, nothing to what it is now, which is, you know, even this podcast going out. Right. So, you know, so being on that journey, and then, yeah, now AI's kind of exploded, and, you know, really, I'm just a geek, right? I just love this stuff. So yes, I've dived fully into AI, really excited to see how it's building and how it's going to be deployed within our industry, property.
Yeah.
And yeah, hoping to help agents and everybody just understand a bit more about it.
And what's agentic?
Agentic AI. Now, this is so cool, right? So the difference between generative AI is the stuff we've kind of got used to.
With ChatGPT and stuff.
Exactly right. So basically you type in something and it comes back with something that is a response to it, generally speaking. So you can have generative AI for text, so AI assistants, things like that. You can have it for images. So you can do like virtual staging. It can get rid of furniture and put new furniture in. You can have it for voice.
Yes.
You can have it for some videos as well, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah, no doubt.
But agentic is where, instead of just asking a question and expecting it to generate something, what you're actually doing is you're setting it a task.
Okay.
So you actually give it a purpose.
Yeah.
So you say, for example, let's do some agentic search. So you go, right, what I want you to do, ChatGPT, is go away and find any 3-bedroom property with a sea view near a train station with a parking space by a school, a good school, and it's got to be like within walking distance of the shops.
Perfect.
All right. So you type all that in, and then and you click deep research. Okay, this is the thing.
This pop up on our paid account recently. Yeah.
So this is the key thing. So I think you get 4 to 6 or something per month on the $20 one.
Right.
But honestly, it's like having an intern that just goes and does your stuff.
Wow.
It's insane. So it just goes off and it will spend like 10 minutes, 12 minutes doing it, and then it will come back with just this short list of just amazing like results in a nice report.
Wow.
Okay. And what it's now starting to do. So there's a new one called Manus AI. You don't have to remember all these, but Manus AI is pretty good. And what that does is that then builds you a little micro website with all of the properties on.
Really?
It's just insane. All right, so all of this stuff is happening. It's like literally week by week. You're kind of going on and doing something else. Like, oh my god,
that's changed as well.
Now we can do this. So it's insane. It's great fun. Love it. But yes, agentic AI is going to be the thing. And, you know, perhaps we'll talk about it here as well. But I think it's going to have real ramifications around the likes of Rightmove, for example. You know,
any portal, really.
100%. But I think the dominant portal particularly is possibly more under threat. I think when you look at the likes of On the Market, Zoopla, I think they're probably going to use it in quite creative ways because it's actually going to shake the dominance of Rightmove. So what I've found doing quite a few of these is that brandly On the Market is really, really good. So AI will go away, it will find this property, and then it will decide which of the listing, Rightmove, On the Market, Zoopla, your own website, because it goes and checks the agent's website as well, which of those is going to bring back. And it tends to privilege On the Market quite a bit, and also the agent's websites too. So it's really quite interesting at quite a moment in time.
Some people love what we hear sitting on Rightmove 3 or 4 times a day, even when they're, I mean, let's face it, I think only 6% of the population are in the market, like to buy or to sell. Now, is that going to take away some of the fun, or is it just going to enable more and more and more? Because on your prompt, as you were, like, that is very specific: near shops, walkable, good school, and also a good school, not just a school. And so I guess it goes away and it checks ONS data reports as well as Ofsted stuff. Yeah, right.
100%. Yeah, it's crazy. So I think you're right that there is a different kind of, it's kind of a different audience, right? So I think on Rightmove the stat is 26 million people every month are on it and not moving house.
Yeah.
All right. So they're just there
for fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is their thing, and they're kind of clickbait, and they're just like, yeah, I just love to see beautiful properties.
Yeah.
So I think that's that desire is not going to go away. That kind of, is it nosiness? Maybe it is.
Yeah, my mum still does it. They're probably never moving again.
I remember actually, as an aside, when we set up Zoopla, one of the things that we that we introduced that was like the most powerful way of getting people back to the site. We had this monthly newsletter that essentially would tell you how much your property value had changed, but also it would tell you who else is moving in the area. Oh, Elaine over the road, she's put a property on the market. And then it's like, oh, and Dave around the corner, he sold it for 350,000. Oh, didn't think it was good. So essentially we used to call it like digital curtain twitching.
Of course.
Because that was it.
Really.
So essentially people love this stuff. And property second only to the weather in terms of people talking about it. So I think that is still going to be a really important part of how people consume property. But I do think people are going to get so, like, oh, actually what I can go and like search for, I don't know, Premier League style properties in, the Arsenal catchment area or whatever, and just start to see all those kinds of things. So, I think people are going to start to, as they did when Rightmove came on, because you used to have to just go to the newspapers, magazines, and just flick the fancy magazines. And now you can go on Rightmove and have a good nose around. So there'll be other ways to have a good digital poke around in AI as well. And you might be able to find that real kind of niche.
Some of the best will thrive by using this and including it in the business, won't they? Rather than going,
oh my God, run to the hills. Yeah. And look, and I think we're still at that. It's really funny, isn't it? There's this human nature thing where kind of we're all a little bit kind of scared, right? And, it probably goes back to, on the savannah plains where basically like the people who are really gung ho at stuff, they died.
Yes.
So out of our DNA. So all of us that survived are the ones that were like the
safety conscious.
Yeah, the stay at home kind of like, oh, don't want to do that one. That guy's done. So I think that kind of our very nature. I think the stat is something like we're 3 times more likely to act out of fear than greed. Something like that. I think it's some calculation. But anyway, so there is a natural kind of reticence when something comes along like this, because it is. We've all watched Terminator, right? We know how this ends.
Skynet, right?
Exactly right. But so there's that kind of like feeling around and going, well, actually, if I get too close to it, is it actually just going to, in the end, burn me up? But I think that I think that obviously I am an optimist, and I genuinely think that AI is going to change things so much for the better. It's going to free us humans to do human stuff. At last, instead of sitting in front of that screen just tapping in stuff all the time. So humans doing human stuff, machines doing machine stuff. But yes, I think that those agents that do look to adopt early, that do get an understanding of it. And I'm constantly just saying to people, look, even if you're at work and people don't want you to use ChatGPT or any of these other tools at work, when you're at home, right? Literally, it's like $20 a month, something like that. You can go on ChatGPT, get some awesome stuff going, find out, work out what it does.
I mean, we joked off camera that until robots can lean forward and press record on the cameras, we're all right for a while. But text to video's coming quite quick as well, isn't it? I mean, we were playing around with Sora for the last few months, and we had a funny thing in some video training last week where someone suggested, we were talking, use it, have a play with it. It's not there yet. Someone suggested a prompt. They said, an elephant cycling through New York in 1920 on a bicycle, obviously. And it produced an image that was moving. It was a video, but the elephant couldn't get his foot on the pedal, and it kept doing this little trick where it was spinning the bike. Yeah. But it's fun to play with and see where it's going.
It's exactly that. And it's that embrace of it, right? It's that kind of like, look, yes, I'm mindful that this may well go down a path that may make some of what I do, some of the tasks that I perform within my processes that make up my job, some of those will be farmed out, of course. But actually the main kind of body of what we do as humans is, there's a lot of judgment in there. There's a lot of kind of curiosity. There's the relational side of things, and these are things that are not, when we were talking again earlier, once the robots come in about 10, 15 years and then they're all kind of sentient, then, maybe we are going to be finding a way to sit on the beach and do all that sort of stuff. But up to then, you've got time, and you can learn what it's great at, and then use that to save yourself a bucket load of time elsewhere. One of the things I find amazing is if you use deep research, ChatGPT's got one, Gemini from Google's got one, there's a couple of others, Claude Anthropic's got one, Grok has even got one. You can do things like say, right, I want to increase my lettings portfolio by 15% this year. What should I do? And you can put in different things, and it will go away, and it will do a proper like intern type report, and it will come back with like all your options. And you can sit there and then talk about it, and then say, right, so you suggest like taking over some businesses. Who would you suggest? And it will actually go and find like potential businesses. Yeah, it's just brilliant.
Yeah, and people aren't using it to that level, are they, or using it that deep? And you should, agents, if you're watching, anybody, if you're watching, like $20 a month. I mean, God, yeah, honestly. You do, talk about ModelProp. Like, what are you currently working on? What can you tell us about? Like, with our trade secrets going out the window, but who are your sort of some of the clients that are becoming early adopters and interested in what you're doing?
Yeah, so the most recent thing that we've been doing, actually, no, so broadly what we do is there's a lot of these generative AI products and services that have been around for a little while now. So we do AI assistants that sit on your website and kind of act a little bit like live chat used to, but actually with AI that's trained up to sound like you. It will speak Welsh if you happen to be in the Welsh area. It's so good. So there's that sort of stuff. We do blog writing, we do images, so we do virtual staging, which is really, really popular. So working with the likes of Aaron.
Yeah. Well, I saw some of their videos, a few weeks ago now, and we realised fucked you coming on, but unbelievable. Like, what? I mean, talk us through. I mean, everyone has not seen it. Pop on Aaron Estate's website or their socials, definitely. But what did they ask for? What did you do? And where's the wow moment? Because I've watched the videos, and I was saying to you when you came in this morning, I was laughing at a couple of the comments because people want perfection immediately, when actually you're just sort of testing this very hard at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. And I think again, that there's almost like two camps whenever new technology starts. There's those that kind of say never using it, never going to use it, and then there's those that kind of say, well, really like it, but it's just not good enough. And it's like, right, okay, so it's kind of like we're really. So what we're doing with this particular agent, this particular project is we are looking to bring their properties to life from a standing position. So essentially, the problem we're trying to solve is they've got so many properties coming on, and some of them are not of sufficient value to send somebody out to do a video.
Of course.
Okay, and that is true probably for most estate agents.
Like a low-level rent or something that keeps coming back onto the market.
100%.
Or
just spending that time, the logistics, all that sort of stuff, it's costly for a very little reward. So what we looked at, we thought, right, well, how can we solve this for those properties as well? So to help agents to go out, win more business. If somebody's offering that to me as a potential landlord or as a potential seller and nobody else is, then that sounds great.
Yeah.
So what we do is we take the photos that the agent has got, so just the normal photos.
Because they take those anyway, right?
Exactly right. So we're not using anything that isn't already there.
Yeah.
We take some text so they've got some bullet points, they're really important things they want to mention. We then get AI to look at the images, to then look at the bullet points, to write a script.
Awesome.
And then we can either just do a voiceover over these images, or we can get an avatar. So actually one of the team, so we record their voice, and then they can do the narration over it, which is really cool as well.
Yeah.
And what, again, just as an aside, what we find is there are some people who are so good, and you'll have seen this, who are amazing in real life and personal, and all that sort of stuff. And the second you point a camera at them, they freak out.
Yeah, they just lose all intonation.
100%. But you're amazing. It's like, I know, and I'm not going to talk properly. So what this allows us to do is basically to capture them talking about, pets or, holidays or whatever. And then it's really, so capturing those AI avatars is really cool. But then we make the images move. So AI is really good
from
now.
A photo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of animating them. And there's, a couple of examples where, the fire will go on. So AI will look at the fire and go, oh, the fire should be in there. And it'll put the fire on.
Right.
So, and that's what we bring together. So these are, look, they're probably 30 odd quid, right, per video. So for a smaller, lower level property, that's...
But with a high turnover, and you haven't got time to send someone out, like you say.
Exactly. That's something that can really work. So again, I fundamentally believe that there's going to be a place for these kinds of things, where actually it's kind of, it's video, but not video, right? It's not somebody shooting it. It is a creation that has moving imagery.
It's a means to an end, isn't it? Because you're putting that property online so people can see it. Yeah.
100%. And what you can also then do, just again, as a side, is you can use virtual staging. So we do virtual staging. So you can actually take out the property. So you can take out the furniture, put some new cool furniture in, and then animate that. So actually what you're doing is you've got the synthetic photo of furniture, and then you're actually moving through that as well, which again is really cool.
It's very cool.
So yes, so that this kind of stuff I think is open to being AI'd. But as we were talking, I think there's this fundamental gap between this kind of the quality where, if I was sitting in an event, or there was something kind of happening and blah blah, and it was being filmed, and it was just and it wasn't that human doing it, then I just don't think that it would be in any way the same kind of impact. Yeah.
So I guess there's still a little bit of time on the line to pick up before people go, okay, let's just let the machine do that.
Yeah.
And I don't need to check the output. I mean, we always check output here anyway. Yeah. I mean, we use ChatGPT all the time. And I think even as a business that immediately we thought, oh, are we under threat here?
Yeah.
we're not, because of that human interaction element, like you said. So,
and that's the same with us. So we always have what we call a human in the loop. So, even if it's just doing blogs, even if it's doing blogs, then we will always make sure that somebody's read through it and then they're putting it up on the website, the agent and stuff like that. Because for us, and you're right, when will that time come when we don't want to do that? And I just don't know whether that's going to be something anytime soon. I think for sure it gives us confidence, it gives the customers confidence about what's coming through, and particularly if you're putting something up onto their site or you go putting something else in their name, then having that quality is really, really important. And talking about we with the voice side of things as well, we work with a few agents in London, and some of their customers are lettings agents, and some of their customers are Chinese and things like that. So on the inbound calls, it will pick up what language is being spoken to it, and it will respond in kind. So it's just a really, there is so much of this stuff that's kind of out there, and everything has its own transcription, and that goes through to whoever needs to go through to. So it's always being checked and verified and all that.
Yeah.
But it's a different world already. And we're only kind of like a year and a half, 2 years in.
Yeah. Well, the old phrase, this is the worst it'll ever be. And some stuff has sort of not advanced maybe as quick as we thought it would, especially sort of AI video.
Yeah, I think that's
the
right.
photo generation is unbelievable. Like there's some of the detail in the images, and again, that's down to decent prompts, like as you well know. What would be your top 3 tips for maybe sort of getting into this world a little bit?
Yeah, so I think that if you haven't used it at all, I think the first thing you've got to do is use it in your personal life.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to kind of almost in a safe space where you're like, look, even if I mess this up or if it goes wrong, then it's within a confined environment that I can it's not going to impact the business.
Yeah.
So I do think that is the personal experimentation. I talk often about AI literacy. But you've got to get literate AI. You've got to understand it in the same way as suddenly, over the last 25 years, we certainly know how to use the internet.
Exactly.
And if you imagine that you were saying to somebody, oh no, don't bother about the internet because it's like, it's just a fad, it's a passing thing, it's just like, right? Then you would not be here as a business person. So this is going to be similar, it's going to be faster. So right now, best thing you can do first up is go mess about with ChatGPT, mess about with Gemini, Claude. They've got different styles, different slight personalities, different slight features. But go find which is the ones that you like the most. I think that you're paying $20 a month, so it's a bit of a spend, but still it will help you enormously. So that'd be my first thing. Then once you've got a little bit comfortable with that, I really think that actually putting it to the test on some strategic stuff is really powerful, particularly with business owners. And even actually for those, who are within the businesses, branch managers, etc. If you want to know how, or if you want to get some guidance and you want to have somebody who is on your side, who understands your business, go to ChatGPT, go to Claude, put in deep research. So it's just underneath the panel where you start to it's got a deep research bar. Press that, put in as much as you want about your challenge, your problem. Perhaps it is.
You can even upload your website, can't you?
100%. Yeah, go off and search on that sort of stuff as well. So just articulate what your challenge is, the thing that's top of mind, and just say, right, I do want to expand more lettings, or we keep losing sales, or we lose instructions. What should we be doing? But whatever that challenge is, go chuck it in, hit deep research. 10 minutes later, you'll get something really, really intelligent back. And that could really, really help your business.
And you don't have to tell anyone either, do you? Like, there's no point in going, oh, I don't want to use that because everyone will find out that I'm not as good as I said I was. But it's just another tool, right?
Really, really good point. Yeah, exactly that. It's not like it's going to be broadcast everywhere and everyone's going to go, oh my God, they're really crap at business after all. It is literally just a really, really powerful way of understanding.
That's a good tip, actually. Yeah.
And then, look, I genuinely think that going and playing around with some of the stuff that's really going to help you in this particular industry is worthwhile. There are virtual stages out there. Obviously, we've got virtual stage. There's voice AI out there again. There's just so much that is coming through. And many of them, as with ours, is just monthly rolling contracts, right? So you don't even have to spend forever. Just test it, play around with it, see what works, see what doesn't, see what you like.
Or even just pick up the phone. You take phone calls, right?
I did.
Yeah. We're not new school enough to use the phone anymore, but
it will be the answers as well.
Yeah, because you can give us such a more world-rounded view on where we've come from, newspapers, all the way up, because you've got your finger on the pulse. So
I'm old. That's what you're saying, right?
You're set for the great years, yes.
But genuinely, I am so sadly excited by all of this sort of stuff. And yes, look, this is not intended. There is no kind of hardcore sales pitch. This is just about, look, educate. How can we help you educate? We do monthly webinars, we do weekly podcasts, we got newsletter. whatever we can do to help educate is really, really powerful. So yeah, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy, as you can probably hear, to talk for hours about this stuff.
Mate, we're going to have to cut it short there. Well, it's not even short. We've been chatting for nearly half an hour, but thanks for coming on.
Genuine pleasure.
People, go and look at some of this man's suggestions, because those top 3 tips will put you in a good position, okay? Mal, thanks for coming on again, and come back again, because AI is always advancing, so we need some more info off you.
This time next week, it'll all be different again.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Matt. No,